Let me ask you something. How many times have you said yes to something you couldn't afford? A dinner you didn't want to go to, a trip you couldn't really pay for, a round of drinks you knew would hurt your wallet. You smiled. You paid. You felt guilty after, because saying I can't afford it feels embarrassing, awkward, like admitting failure. So you kept quiet, kept spending, kept pretending, and your bank account, it kept crying. But what if I told you there's a trend going viral right now that's flipping this whole thing on its head? It's called loud budgeting. No spreadsheets, no complicated apps, just saying no out loud. And it's saving people thousands of dollars. Let's get into it. What the hell is loud budgeting? All right, let me break this down. Loud budgeting is exactly what it sounds like. Instead of quietly hiding your budget or making up excuses, you openly and unapologetically tell people why you're not spending money. Instead of, oh, I'm busy that night, you say, I'm skipping dinner, I'm saving for my emergency fund. Instead of I can't make it, you say, that's not in my budget right now. I'm on a savings streak this month. No shame, no guilt. Just honesty. The term was coined by TikToker Lucas Battle, a comedian who basically said, stop saying I don't have enough. Start saying I don't want to spend. It's the opposite of quiet luxury, that trend where everyone tried to look rich without showing off. Loud budgeting says, screw looking rich. Actually be smart with your money and tell everyone about it. Why this trend is exploding right now. Here's why loud budgeting is the perfect trend for 2026. First, inflation is still a nightmare. Prices are up, rent is insane, groceries are brutal, everyone's feeling the squeeze. Second, peer pressure is a silent killer. You go out because everyone else is going. You buy things because everyone else is buying. You feel like you have to keep up. Third, the old way wasn't working. Hiding your financial struggles made you feel ashamed, so you kept spending to avoid embarrassment, which made things worse. Loud budgeting breaks that cycle. By being open about your money goals, remove the guilt around saying no. Create accountability. When others know your goal, you're more likely to stick to it. Normalize smart money choices. Inspire your friends, and maybe save them too. Here's the kicker. When you start saying no out loud, something strange happens. Your friends start saying it too, because most of them are just as broke as you are. They were just waiting for someone to say it first. Loud budgeting isn't just about saving money. It's about giving other people permission to save theirs too. The numbers don't lie. Let me hit you with some stats. 68% of Gen Z adults have turned down social activities because of their financial situation. 61% of young people are actually happy to have financial conversations with friends. And get this, Gen Zers who practice loud budgeting save an average of $629 per month. That's over $7,500 a year, just by being honest about money. Even small cuts add up. Think about this. You go out for dinner and drinks 3 times a week. That's easily $100 to $150. That's over $500 a month. $6,000 a year. Just by saying no a few times a month, you could be saving that much. If you save just $20 a day by saying no to things you don't really need, that's $600 a month. $7,200 a year without changing your income. That's not deprivation, that's freedom. How to loud budget like a pro. All right, enough theory. Here's how you actually do this. Step 1. Know your why. Loud budgeting only works if you're clear on your goal. What are you saving for? Emergency fund, paying off debt, a house deposit, travel, early retirement. Clear goals make saying no feel purposeful, not restrictive. When a friend asks you to drop $100 on dinner, you're not saying, I'm broke. You're saying, I'm saving for my future. That's a flex. Step 2, say it clearly and own it. No apologies, no vague excuses, just honesty. Try lines like, I'm on a savings streak this month. That $50 is going into my investments. I'm prioritizing my emergency fund right now. I'd love to, but that's not in my budget this week. Step 3, Suggest cheaper alternatives. Loud budgeting doesn't mean becoming a hermit. Instead of dinner out, potluck. Instead of a pricey show, movie night at home. Instead of a destination trip, staycation, picnic, walk, game night, board games with friends, a hike. You save money and keep your social life intact. Step 4, be honest about special events, destination weddings, bachelor parties, expensive group trips. These things can bankrupt you. Loud budgeting means having the uncomfortable conversation early. I'd love to celebrate with you, but I can only afford to spend X. Can we find a way to make it work? You'll be surprised how many people feel the same way. The twist, this part matters. But here's the thing nobody tells you about loud budgeting. It's not really about the money. It's about boundaries, it's about self-respect, it's about stopping the cycle of spending to impress people you don't even like. Think about it. How much have you spent over the years just to avoid awkwardness? How many dinners, drinks, and trips have you paid for because you didn't want to be the quote-unquote cheap friend? Loud budgeting gives you permission to stop. And once you start, something shifts. You realize that the people who matter won't care. And the people who care, they probably weren't your real friends anyway. Loud budgeting isn't deprivation, it's control. By turning money boundaries into a point of pride, you build savings faster, reduce stress, and gain long-term financial confidence. And honestly, that's worth more than any dinner you could have bought. The real reason this trend is here to stay. Here's my prediction. Loud budgeting isn't going anywhere because it's not just a trend. It's a reaction to a broken system. For decades, we've been told that money is private, that you don't talk about it, that struggling financially is shameful. And that silence kept us trapped. We spent to keep up appearances. We went into debt to look like we had our shit together. Loud budgeting is the middle finger to all of that. It says, I'm done pretending. I'm done performing. I'm taking control of my money, and I don't care who knows it. And that's powerful. So here's what I want you to do. Next time someone invites you to something you can't afford or don't want to spend money on, say it out loud. I'd love to, but that's not in my budget right now. See what happens. You'll probably feel weird at first, uncomfortable, maybe even a little embarrassed. But then something will shift. You'll realize that being honest about your money feels better than pretending you have it. And you might even inspire someone else to do the same. Because the truth is, most people are struggling just like you. They're just too scared to admit it. Loud budgeting gives them permission. And that's not just good for your wallet, that's good for everyone. Before you go, have you ever turned down a social event because you couldn't afford it? What did you say? Or what do you wish you had said? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to know. And if this video helped you feel a little less alone in your money struggles, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because honestly, we could all use a little less shame and a little more honesty about money.